Hello everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin and XRP on Friday 6th of September. I had thought that the low of 2nd of September could be in place because there was a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, but price moved lower. We then had a hammer on the 4th of September, another bullish reversal pattern, but price is moving lower. So it looks like we're going to have support at the lower edge of the rectangle chested again. I still expect overall an upward swing to resistance, but as I keep saying, price doesn't move in a straight line. The other thing I keep saying is lows are really difficult to identify. There's not a lot of strength in this downward movement though, so I expect it's still going to end sooner rather than later, and I'm not expecting to see new lows much, if at all, below 53,500. Next support below that, if that is broken, is about 51,000, and the next support below that would be about 49,000. We still have the low of the 5th of August, ending with the strong spike in volume and range and a bullish long lower wick. That's what price does when it's ending bearish movements at the end of pullbacks or consolidations within larger bull markets, but it's also how price behaves at interim lows in bear markets. It's impossible for me to tell you which of those two scenarios is identified for the 5th of August until we get a breakout of this rectangle that price has been in since the 28th of February. So this rectangle is now very mature. Price will break out eventually, and the longer the rectangle goes on, the closer the breakout point's going to be. I'm expecting, on balance of probability, an upward breakout that requires a close above 73,100, and in order to filter out a false upward breakout, I then want to see 2 or 3 green daily candlesticks up and away. We could also break out downward if we close below 53,000 and have 2 or 3 red daily candlesticks below and away. That would constitute a downward breakout. If that happens, I'll take the width of the rectangle, deduct that from the breakout point, and that will be the target for final support. If we do break out downward from the rectangle, which is entirely possible, I just judge it to have a lower probability, but if it does happen, I'm not going to be too concerned. I'm going to be annoyed, but for my own investments, I'll still hang on because I'm hanging on for the end of a big third wave. I'm invested for the long term. The Dragonfly Doji had some push from volume for upward movement within the session. For the last session complete here, volume is declining. The current session, it's only 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we can't draw a conclusion about the candlestick or volume, but so far it is declining. On balance, volume has a new very weak range. There's no signal and the lines are diverging, so we may not get a signal from this little range. The previous bearish signals have probably now been resolved as prices continued lower, so this is not particularly bearish. It's moving lower with price. ADX tells us there's a downward trend that's a long way from extreme. RSI is neutral. There's a ways to go before it reaches oversold. Now, if we do see lower lows below the 5th of August, we may see double bullish divergence. If that happens, I'll have even more confidence that a low is finally in place. Money flow is neutral. It's not oversold. Again, this might exhibit double bullish divergence if price makes lower lows below the 5th of August. If we do get lower lows and then a pivot develops on price, I'm going to have really high confidence that the low is finally in. But for now, I think on balance of probability, indicators are that the 5th of August is at this stage most likely to remain intact. Now, that doesn't mean certain. I'm just saying on balance of probability, it's most likely to remain intact. ATR is declining as price falls. There's a weakness in volume and range in this downward movement. The XRP Elliott Wave count for the very short term is seeing a double zigzag complete lower. I was expecting price was going to hold with this wick below 55 cents. That hasn't happened. Price is continuing even lower. So the target for support for this structure is now the log function of the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio, which is about 50 cents. 2 may not move beyond the start of 1. I'm not expecting a new low below 0.4322. XRP had a bullish engulfing candlestick and a Dragonfly Doji, 2 bullish reversal patterns that have not had any bullish follow through. The last completed session is a red candlestick, and this session so far price is making lower lows. It looks like we're going to close below 55 cents. If the current session does move that, then support changes to resistance at 54.55 cents. Then look for next support at 46 cents to probably be tested. For XRP, the low of the 5th of August is likely to remain intact, but even more so, I have quite a lot of confidence, like very high confidence, that the 5th of July at 38 cents is very, very likely to remain intact. This upward movement had really strong push from volume and an increase in range. And up to the last high, XRP had a really strong push in volume and range. This market looks very, very bullish. Currently, price is moving lower with declining volume. This downward movement does not have strength. This does not look like a new bearish movement. This looks like a counter trend movement, a pullback within an ongoing new early stage of a bull market. There's a new range, a fairly technically significant range for on-balance volume for XRP, no signal today. If we get a red candlestick for the current session, we may get a bearish signal, a break below support. ADX is giving us the strongest bearish signal it can give for XRP. It's telling us that XRP may be in the very early stages of a new downward trend. RSI is neutral, as is money flow. There's quite a ways to go before this trend reaches extreme, but there's really strong support below, and that strength in previous upward movements I am still expecting. This is a counter trend movement. Look for support about 46 cents. That's it for me at the end of the week, and I hope you're all looking forward to a lovely weekend.